Get in the game with William Hill, the place for fans who want a little more out of the games they love. Go to WilliamHill.com or download the app, register, and get your bet down. Bet spreads, parlays, in-play, and more using William Hill's simple and safe deposit and withdrawal methods. And now William Hill has a sign-up offer that can't be beat. Get up to a $500 free bet on your first deposit by signing up today with promo code PIKE500. That's a free bet up to $500 just by signing up and making your first deposit with promo code PIKE500 with William Hill. Get in the game with William Hill. New customers only, must be at least 21 years old. Terms and conditions apply. Problem gambler, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome to Turnpike Sports. I'm Dave Weishottle, and as always, I'm joined by my producer and co-host, Doug Weishottle. Doug, the last show of 2020, good riddance to it.
I'm just glad to see the year go.
Oh, what an awful year. Awful year.
Yeah, it's everything was just
And we're not saying anything that's groundbreaking here. Everyone thinks it was an awful year.
But, nothing was as expected. Let me put it that way. Everything was I can't believe the sports shut down. The casinos industries in both Vegas and Atlantic City being hurt and shut down. I've never seen a situation like this across the country,
and certainly
and even the world.
This affected everyone in the world, and it's just an awful thing, and just the incredible suffering, and personally and business wise for everyone. So it's just happy to see it go. Yep. I was thinking, last Christmas and last New Year's Eve, I had no contemplation of like anyone. You never knew what was going to happen in 2020, and you could never even think of something like this.
No one can. And, like I said, it caught everybody unexpected, and a lot of situations were exacerbated by a lot of mistakes being made everywhere in terms of handling the virus and all that. But, we're at the end of 2020. It looks like things might start turning better for 2021.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
Hopefully. Well, we got a great last show for 2020. We're going to have a By the Numbers segment. We're going to have our NFL picks. And, of course, we're going to have the Turnpike Sports Book Report, where we talk about what's going on in the sports books across the country. It's been a busy week in sports, so let's take a trip down the Turnpike. Today's trip down the Turnpike is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to Drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with Drizzly.com.
Exit 1.
Okay, we might have our first hold my beer moment of 2021, even though it's still 2020 as we're doing this show.
Okay.
I don't know if you've been following.
So you can see a big train wreck coming for something. I don't know what you're going to talk about, but you can see some problems up ahead, huh?
Well, a couple of weeks ago, NBC and Nickelodeon, CBS and Nickelodeon announced that they're going to be televising a NFL playoff game.
Yeah. And I saw the promos for it.
They're going to have a kid-centric.
It looked very interesting.
I'm not familiar with a lot of the cartoons on Nickelodeon anymore. I'm sure most of the kids nowadays are. There's SpongeBob and all that stuff, but there's other characters I don't know anything about.
Growing up, the one thing I remember on Nickelodeon is you can't do that on TV. I might have gotten that title wrong, but I remember that. I remember the green slime.
That's a Canadian show.
And that is pretty much my knowledge of Nickelodeon.
One of Canada's greatest contribution to our media entertainment industry.
Hey, I remember it, and it's still going strong. Apparently, they did a deal with CBS for football, so yeah, they're going strong.
Well, we had CBS Nickelodeon announce that.
Okay.
if you watched, I think it was about a week ago or maybe this past week or whatever, Monday Night Football had the Muppets.
Okay, yeah.
So we're seeing a little escalation in the kids' involvement in sports here.
Hey, you know what? You get fans early. I'm not sure, do you need to do that? I mean, growing up, I watch football all the time, and, it's the most popular sport in the world because, young people, when I was young, we got hooked on it, and we loved it. And, do they really need this now?
Well, did you ever expect to see Waldorf and the other guy in the balcony wearing opposing jerseys?
No.
So,
but,
I mean, they're being creative with some of this stuff, but CBS has come back and said, here, hold my beer. Nickelodeon has launched the NFLNickPlay.com, which is a website dedicated for this NFL broadcast that they're doing.
Okay.
And everyone's noticing, and NFL's denying this completely.
All right.
There are betting elements for the kids to play.
I mean, okay. Okay. What do they mean by this? They might be taking this a little too far if they're doing something like
Besides
that.
a trivia contest.
Okay, I get that.
That's fine.
Trivia is fine.
Here are some of the areas of the website that are free to play for kids.
Okay.
And these are all prediction games, or they have like a gambling overtone to it. They have the Smash Your Pick game.
And what happens
you
there?
You pick the winner of the games.
All right.
Basically, your money line betting.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Then they show in this segment, once you actually have your pick finished, or the completed, whatever you want to say, it shows it to the rest of the community that's playing along with you.
Okay.
So people know exactly who you picked and all that stuff. They have also a printable weekly pick'em card going on.
All right.
And everyone has noticed that it closely resembles the pick'em and parlay cards offered in the sports books.
Let me ask you something. They might be approaching it, but is it possible that people in this country, we're so steeped in gambling now? Everyone's talking about gambling and sports betting. Are we attributing sports betting to this innocent pick'em game? Is it possible?
It's very possible.
Could we be doing that? But
it's very improbable.
Yeah. I mean,
there's no such thing as innocence with this stuff anymore.
Well,
considering all the deals being done,
there's no point spreads involved, is there?
No point spreads.
Okay, all right. That would probably knock it over the edge
for
me.
The kids will be winning points on their parlays, their pick'ems, all this stuff to come back and keep playing more and more.
Okay, all right.
So throw that out the window about this innocence.
I'm trying to play devil's advocate for the sake of a conversation, but I think if they don't go further than that, I think if a kid has his favorite team and he's rooting for his favorite team and he picks them in a contest.
But what if your favorite team is not in the playoffs?
Okay, well, all right.
What are you doing there?
Oh, boy.
And the NFL media, the communications director, has come out and said, we have worked and will continue to work with CBS on the elements in and around this game, and there is nothing gambling related or intended.
Okay.
So take that for what it's worth.
Well, look, if you're picking who you think will win the game, I don't see a problem with that. I mean, they're not using point spreads. They're not using
No, they're just using money lines.
Well,
we don't know exactly what they're offering because there's over-under, probably totals, all that stuff involved here in some way.
They have that involved?
They have a very extensive library of things going on here, especially with trivia and all that stuff.
Well, look,
they say they're going to keep updating the site as they go along too. So,
well, I think
take it with a grain of salt. This is for the kids.
I'm thinking if a kid is picking his favorite team to win a game and he makes it known, I think it's fine.
What about the parlays?
What do you mean? He's picking their
parlay cards.
Well, I don't know if they're calling them parlay cards.
No, they're not. It's called a weekly pick'em card.
Okay. Well,
cleverly disguised, I think.
Well, look, if you're
I'm being facetious there.
Yeah, but I think if a kid, hey, I love the Eagles this week, and I think the Jets are going to win. I mean,
those two teams will not make the playoffs.
He's just being a fan. So
okay. If you want to be innocent,
hey, I think it's fine. I mean, if they go too far with it, like point spreads and things like that, I think then or they're doing teasers or something like that. But I don't think they're doing it. They're just allowing the kids to pick the games.
I'm waiting for real money, kids gambling.
Well, I don't think you're going to see that.
Exit 2.
Okay, we have a new way of playing a game of chicken.
Okay.
Fast food restaurant, KFC. Remember when they used to be Kentucky Fried Chicken? Now they're just KFC.
They don't refer to it.
They
as
don't refer to it as Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Even on the bucket, it's not. I
says KFC.
I haven't gotten a bucket in a long time. But.
Everything with KFC is KFC.
Okay.
They still have Kentucky Fried Chicken in little lettering, but everything is KFC.
Okay.
I guess everyone's too much in a hurry to say Kentucky Fried Chicken nowadays. They have launched a new gaming console. It's Intel powered, and it comes with a built-in chicken chamber.
I don't even understand this concept.
I have never sat down at a game and said, I need some fried chicken.
Well, the last thing you want to do is touch a joystick or a controller when you're eating finger-licking good material. You know, why would you? That's a great way to mess up and get oil and grease all over everything.
Well, they have a chicken
people
chamber.
Eat chicken doing
well,
this?
See, that's the thing.
I get the drink thing, you know, because you're sipping drinks while you're playing your game, but eating chicken that you need to hold with your hands that's sometimes greasy, it's a little strange that this would happen.
Well, if you read it right, it's not just for chicken.
Okay, so it's not just for chicken. It's not for chicken.
It's for everything.
It's for everything.
It keeps your snacks warm, is what they're saying.
Okay,
but for KFC, it's the
snack?
KF console. You know, that's what it's called. It's between Intel. It's Intel powered, the chips and everything else. KFC's branding it. And it's also made in partnership with the Cooler Master, which is a line of coolers. You know, warm and hot coolers.
There's an element, too. I don't know if I want to... You know, it's a great snack for if you're playing online casinos, online poker, if you're doing esports.
Why would you need a gaming console?
Well, I mean, just those pizza things, those pizza squares, those
the
little
pizza rolls?
bites or pizza rolls. But the thing is, I don't know about a console where it keeps things warm, where you would look at the screen and without looking, put your hand in a hot whatever this thing is and pull out your warm snack. And how do you not get burned with this thing?
Well, since the chicken is inside the gaming console itself, you're going to be looking at the console.
You're going to be looking at the okay. All right.
Because it has controls on it and everything.
Okay. I'm assuming they're going to have a lot of warnings on it. Don't put your hand without looking in. Okay.
I would assume there's also going to be certain snacks you can't put in.
Okay.
But
I do the pizza rolls.
The chicken, staying with chicken.
Okay, just staying with the chicken.
You throw a couple pieces of chicken in there that you already got from KFC. It's not for raw chicken. You're not cooking.
You know, I would. Do they? I haven't been to KFC in a long time, so help me out here. I'm sure they have them. The nuggets, the KFC nuggets. Do they have nuggets?
Yeah.
See, nuggets would be good with this.
Well,
actually, the bone-in chicken probably would not be good with this, but the nuggets would be good with this.
Well, this will be kept hot throughout your gaming experience.
Okay.
By a custom-built cooling system that also maintains the hardware at a regular temperature using heat produced by those individual components as you're playing the game. Okay. As long as you're playing, it's running.
So there's an element of safety. I mean, you could put your hand in there. And
it's not an oven. It's not an oven.
Okay, okay.
No, it's not.
See,
an oven.
I think it is like a crock pot. I don't know.
No.
So this is something totally different. Okay.
Now, if they had a turkey deep fryer gaming console, that would be dangerous.
Yeah.
But no, you have the console can handle virtual reality games. It offers gameplay at 240 frames per second, so it's pretty damn fast, and a 4K display.
Do they have pictures of this? I'm trying to figure out how this looks.
It looks like a little easy bake oven with that kind of stuff with it.
Which, by the way, aren't the safest things in the world either. The easy bake ovens. No. I mean,
plenty of stories.
I remember them
those.
in the. Seeing commercials for them in the 70s. I mean, you really want a kid playing with an 800-degree oven?
Hey, this also comes with a 1 terabyte storage drive.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So it's actually not a bad system, to be honest with you.
I'd give it a shot.
I actually, when I was looking at this, I was very curious. KFC, this is not their first venture into novelty items.
Or novelty. Okay. Well, yeah.
KFC, in February, introduced the Crocs Bucket Clog. It's a limited edition shoe that looks like a piece of fried chicken.
Okay, all right. Okay.
And in December 2019, the fast food chain KFC, I can't keep saying KFC, they teamed up with EnviroLog, which is an artificial fire log company.
Ooh, will it smell like
the 11
chicken?
Herbs and Spices Fire Log?
Ooh. You know what? I'd try that.
I'm breaking out from all the grease just in the smell.
It'd make me hungry.
I'd
be sitting in my living room in front of the fire getting hungry.
Exit 3.
Exit 3 is slowly becoming our trademark exit here.
We got more sports trademarks.
We're going to end the year talking about 3 different trademark battles.
Battles. All right, these are battles, huh?
Two are completed. One is still up in the air.
Okay.
LeBron James, he goes by King James.
Sure.
He actually filed an opposition and won against Carnival Corporation, the cruise line. The cruise line had filed a mark for King James, which everyone knows is...
Why would Carnival Cruise need a King James trademark?
They were going to name a ship that way.
Oh, okay. They were going to name a ship King James.
Yes.
All right.
But since LeBron James actually basically uses King James everywhere, he filed a opposition to it. When a trademark is filed, there's a couple different stages. You have the review stage by the trademark examiner, the examining attorney, and once the examining attorney approves it and says it can be registered, it goes into a 30-day period called an opposition period, where if somebody has or thinks they have rights in this mark or wants to block somebody from getting this trademark itself, they can file what's called an opposition and start a little minor court proceeding inside the trademark office.
So that's what the stage was when LeBron James filed an opposition.
King James, the trademark,
okay,
made it to the opposition stage.
All right.
So King James, the basketball player, filed an opposition against Carnival Corporation.
All right.
So he won that. So there will be no King James ship just yet. They are supposedly in discussions.
It's interesting that, he would win that because isn't there a likelihood of confusion? Do you think there would be a likelihood of confusion with King James, the basketball player, and King James, the cruise ship?
Well, this was a year of going back and forth between Carnival Corporation and the trademark office. There were so many different amendments to the filings.
Okay, all right.
So it had gone through a couple different amendments and appeals and everything else to get to this stage.
So it was a battle just to get to the opposition stage.
Took a year.
So, yeah, okay.
It took a year of continual filings by Carnival. Now,
So there were issues with it before.
Yeah, at the beginning of it, yeah.
All right.
What's interesting is Carnival Corporation and King James do not get along with each other. Carnival, the guy who runs Carnival Corporation, also was one of the owners of Miami Heat when LeBron James was there. And
yeah.
So that was kind of an interesting little twist in that story.
Very interesting.
So congratulations.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out the connection there with Carnival and LeBron James, and wow.
Yep.
Okay.
There is a connection.
What a backstory.
Well, the other recently settled trademark issue is an overseas trademark.
Okay.
The soccer player Messi.
Were you going to call him a football player?
Yes,
to
I was.
Appeal
yes,
to the European audience.
Yes, because I have in my notes legendary footballer Messi.
Okay.
So
right. I know who he is. Everyone knows who he is.
He has been struggling for a decade to get a trademark on his name for an apparel company.
Why is he having trouble? I mean, like I said, I even know him. I'm not a huge soccer fan, but I know the name Messi, and I attribute that to him.
He filed for a trademark on the term Messi on August 8th, 2011.
All right.
On November 23rd of the same year, the company that puts out the clothing Massey filed an opposition in the European trademark courts against this. And this has gone through so many different levels of court cases over the past 10 years. Rulings for Messi, rulings against Messi, everybody's appealing it. And then finally, the last court to hear this granted the trademark to Messi on September 17th, 2020. He now joins Michael Jordan and a whole bunch of other people like Tom Brady that have an iconic name in sports. They will now have an iconic name on apparel.
Boy, it's sad that it took him that long. I mean, that's his name.
Yeah.
That's his name. That's see, cases like that bother me because, he wasn't trying to muscle in on Massey the clothes. Messi was his name. Then that's what he named it.
Well, that's what ultimately this last court decided.
Oh, okay.
There's no way you can confuse Messi with Massey, even though they're all in apparel and sports apparel and, athletic apparel.
Okay.
So they just happen to have similar names.
Okay.
And last but not least, right now we have the Tennessee sports betting scene just launched.
Sure.
And they already have a trademark battle.
Okay. Already, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
BetMGM.
1 month, right?
BetMGM has the trademark king of sportsbooks.
Okay. Yeah, I see. I'm here
Jamie
in New
Foxx.
Jersey. I see Jimmy Fox and
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx. Jimmy Foxx. What the hell? Jimmy Foxx is an old baseball player.
Yes.
Jamie Foxx. Yeah, but no, I see Jamie Foxx on the billboards all over the New Jersey Turnpike and New Jersey Parkway and Garden State Parkway. But it's
Well,
so there's a problem with that now.
BetMGM has sent a cease and desist letter to the new sports betting operator Tennessee Action 24/7. We
Okay.
had them on the show.
We actually had them on the show. Yeah.
Very nice people, great people. They had launched a ad campaign for their sports book, basically parodying the BetMGM advertising campaign.
Okay.
They had Jerry the King Lawler, the old WWE wrestler, as the real king of sports books.
I got to tell you, I would love to see that.
Oh, they take a look.
I would
You
love to
search
see
search
it.
the internet.
Is it?
You'll see
Oh,
him. You'll see him.
check that
Very,
out.
very well done, I might add. So they got a cease and desist from BetMGM. I haven't seen the ad since they received the cease and desist.
Oh.
So there might be some more goings on that we haven't really seen yet.
Interesting.
So, but they're claiming it's a parody of the trademark and of the ads and all that stuff. Problem is, parody's not really a defense in the trademark law issue in that area.
Yeah, but
It's a copyright issue.
Like I said with Messi, your last story. I mean, Jerry the King Lawler. That's how I know him for decades now, and for him not to use that name and not for them to use that name.
Well, the problem is they're saying the king of sportsbooks, which actually BetMGM has filed a trademark on.
Okay.
They have a registered trademark for it. So I understand they're staking their claim and they're
I'd make
trying
a
to
new
protect it.
commercial making fun of, we can't use this anymore. So,
Yeah.
So do a new commercial.
Exit 4.
Okay, the NBA just started up again, and we had the huge Christmas Day broadcasts.
I did so terrible on my first night of betting the NBA on the 22nd. It's just a lot of underdogs won, and they won. It just the underdogs that shouldn't have won.
Well, the one thing I realized after betting on the first couple of days of NBA, I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, right.
Because it's not like the NFL. The NFL, for some reason, I'm very good at betting the first couple of weeks of the season. The NBA is totally different story. I can't win a game.
Well, I got one bit of advice for everyone. The Brooklyn Nets look unbeatable. They look so
For now.
good. They look good. I know, it's a long season, but they looked very good.
Well, the National Basketball Association has announced a whole new slew of betting streams, digital broadcasts,
Okay.
with betting incorporated into them. Now they just didn't do just betting streams. They announced a whole bunch of new digital broadcasts for all their NBA games, and it's all through the NBA Pass or NBA TV. The U.S.-based League Pass and NBA TV subscribers, not the people you see on just getting off the cable system. There's actually NBA TV you have to subscribe to as well.
Really? Okay. All right. So this is another thing. If you have NBA TV,
Gotta get something else.
they have NBA TV. I'm assuming this is on a streaming thing?
Yes,
Or?
the subscribers for both NBA TV and League Pass will have the option of what they're calling the NBA bet streams.
All right.
They're going to have league partners such as Bleacher Report, Action Network, Yahoo Sports, which, by the way, is BetMGM, Yahoo Sportsbook.
Okay.
They're going to be doing gambling-focused broadcasts. They're going to be showing the same games that
I kinda
you
like
can see on
those.
regular TV,
I've seen a couple of those.
and they're going to overlay the sports betting data.
I like those. When the player has the ball and they say how many points he has already and how many, and these are written down on the screen, how many threes he has, the percentage of threes he can do. I guess this is all for in-game betting, right?
Yes, it's all in-game.
In-play betting. What do you call it? In-game betting, in-play betting?
Same thing.
I've seen in different ways.
I lose no matter which way I
Yeah,
call
right.
it, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm just giving them my money.
Exactly. But yeah, they're going to have betting streams as well as they took some of the ideas that they had during the bubble And they're gonna actually make them permanent offers on the NBA League Pass stuff.
Yeah, but like I said, I've seen it on some of our local ones in New York and Philadelphia.
Doesn't MSG have one or something?
I don't know. I don't know where it was. I know CSN Philadelphia had one. I can't remember, was it MSG or Yes Network? I can't remember which New York one it was, but no, I like those. I liked a lot of stats. I mean, they weren't intrusive. I mean, some of these things have so many stats that you can't actually see the game, but no, these were actually well done. They were, they were little tidbits in there that was very helpful.
As long as they don't make it look like one of those financial channels where you have a stream of data on one side, then a stream of data, and you have a tiny little screen where you can't watch anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was wondering if they do. I mean, I want to be able to see the game full on my screen, and, a lot of these, allow you to do that, and they only have the information in a very subtle way, in a very helpful way. So that's pretty good.
You want to see clearly how you're losing.
Yeah. Right.
Yes. And one other thing that kind of goes hand in hand with the NBA launching these new betting streams, FanDuel did a deal with Charles Barkley.
And I took advantage of that.
Yes, we all did.
Everyone did.
I think everyone who has a FanDuel account took
was
advantage
that $10
of it.
free? It wasn't a $10 free bet. What do they call it? You bet $10.
Site credit.
Yeah, and you really didn't lose it.
They called it a refund or whatever.
What do they actually call it, by the way?
I have no idea.
Okay. But, I did it.
I gave it back to him. So.
Yeah. No, I lost.
Yeah.
I did it my first night, and that's when I know, you do that parlay, moneyline parlay, which, you want to try it. I hate doing the first week of any sport because you just don't know what the teams are, the makeup of the teams and how they gel and things like that. So you're gambling on the first week of any sport is gambling in the truest sense of the word, because it's tough having a educated opinion on something when you haven't seen it in a while.
Well, we're going back to the Charles Barkley deal.
All right.
He's going to be making picks and predictions on the TNT show, the pregame show he does.
Okay.
And halftime show and all that, because he's already doing that anyway. So he's going to be doing that for FanDuel during the broadcast as well.
So, you would sit there, you have your FanDuel account open, and you'd watch Charles Barkley. Well,
he always does something, because I remember watching it last year or the year before that as this stuff was starting to grow, the sports betting. He always had this Charles Barkley guarantee segment. It was never sponsored by anybody, but now it will be. And it was just
that was his
lock of the day.
Lock of the day, yeah. Okay.
So that it was already there. Now it's really going to be there.
Okay. And today's trip down the Turnpike was brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
And as always, you can get in touch with Turnpike Sports by calling or texting us at 609-512-5910. That's 609-512-5910. At Turnpike Sports is the show's handle on Facebook and Twitter. At Turnpike Sports Radio is our handle on Instagram. And as always, our email address is info@turnpikesportsradio.com. And don't forget, you can listen to the show via Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, radio.com mobile app, as well as Stitcher and YouTube. You can also watch us on your smart TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. Head on over to turnpikesports.net. You'll be able to watch our video channel there.
And stick around, because we have a By the Numbers segment coming up right after this. So stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
Is your bathroom looking old and worn out? Want to update it, but you don't know where to start? Then let BCI Bath & Shower show you how to turn that old bath into an aisle of beauty and functionality. Our residential bathroom solutions provide the best value on the market, and our customer service is second to none. Our cost-effective BCI Bath & Shower family of products has what you need.
Remodeling our bathroom was a big decision for us.
They didn't make a mess out of our house at all. And at the end of the day, we had a beautiful new bathroom. And it was a great experience the whole way through.
We have the best monthly payment programs in the industry, with payments as low as $68 per month or no interest, no payments for 18 months. That's right. Get the bathroom of your dreams now and pay for it in 2021. Call 1-800-462-5722 for a free no-obligation price quote. That's 1-800-462-5722. When you want quality bathroom products at a great price, it's got to be BCI Bath and Shower. That's 1-800-462-5722.
Attention Medicare recipients and anyone turning 65. Medicare has approved new benefits not included with original Medicare and older Medicare Advantage plans. You may not be getting all of the benefits you're entitled to, including in-home aids, telephone appointments with your doctors, home-delivered meals and prescriptions. These benefits may be available and it's a free call to enroll. The new plans may also offer free eyeglasses, free hearing aids, free wellness visits, and gym memberships. Call the Medicare benefits line now. It's easy. Call 800-217-1797. 800-217-1797. Find out if you're eligible for new benefits like meal and prescription delivery, in-home aids, and telemedicine. Some plans may have a $0 monthly premium or zero copays for big out-of-pocket savings. Not all Medicare Advantage plans are alike. The new plans have more benefits for many people. Call 800-217-1797. 800-217-1797. 800-217-1797.
And By the Numbers is sponsored by Play Sugar House Online Casino and Sportsbook in New Jersey. Sign up at playsugarhouse.com/Pike and get a first deposit match of up to $250. Enjoy the casino experience online. Play Sugar House offers over 400 games online, slots, table games, hey, even bingo. It's like being in a casino without leaving your home. That's playsugarhouse.com/Pike to get your first deposit match of up to $250 today. Must be 21 years or older and physically present in New Jersey. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 800gambler.org.
All right, we haven't done a By the Number segment in a couple of weeks. Okay. And since this is the last show of the year, I figured might as well hit a New Year's Eve theme.
Okay, the New Year's Eve theme? All right.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's really one entry because it's really kind of an interesting thing to talk about. It's a COVID-impacted number.
Okay.
Let me put it that way. 104.54.
104.54.
And I'm saying it on purpose so you don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
All right. Okay, well, mission accomplished. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a dollar amount.
$104.54.
That was the average room rate for Las Vegas hotel rooms and casinos back in October. I'm leading up to New Year's here.
Okay, all right.
And the room rate,
I would assume New Year's is a little higher,
has gone up 3 times as much.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And even with the COVID restrictions,
okay,
they are now 3 times as much. At the Cosmo, the going rate for a room on New Year's Eve starts at $499.
Whoa.
At Aria, you're going to be starting at $399.
Wow. Okay.
And then you have Circa. Circa's an interesting one. They're the newest kid on the block.
Yeah.
Probably the best one right now. They have a minimum 3-night stay. You can't go for the one night.
You just can't do a night, huh?
Nope.
Okay.
Starting at $315 a night.
Wow.
So basically, if you're going to go to New Year's Eve at Circa, you got to spend $1,000 on a room.
We're coming up on New Year's Eve, but I checked out Atlantic City. I mean, you can get rooms for like $50 a night there.
Which places are
there? I went to TripAdvisor, and I don't want to say it. It's a casino out on the marina.
Oh, okay.
So that's I saw it $54.
I went to Hotels.com and checked out the Boardwalk.
I went to TripAdvisor.
I went to the Boardwalk casinos.
Okay, all right.
A couple of them are $400.
Wow. Okay.
Now that may be suites and everything else.
But
New Year's Eve. This is going to be a very unique New Year's Eve.
The problem is I can't spend money there because I don't know what that comes with. I mean, will I be able to get a reservation at one of the restaurants?
That close at 10.
Do they close?
Yeah.
I don't know
them
when
are
they
closing
close.
at 10.
I don't know.
The thing.
See, I don't know how this would be. I mean, there's a lot of bars and restaurants, that they all have limitations on people going in. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know what I'd be paying for. That's the problem.
Well,
Whether
a lot
I'm
of
in
them-
Atlantic City or Las Vegas, I don't know. If I pay for $400 a night, what am I getting for my $400 a night?
Well, again,
can I get reservations
as
at a
usual,
restaurant, or
you're
what?
getting
what
you're getting
happens?
place on your cards and all that
Sure,
stuff.
yeah,
you get all that
you get
stuff.
that, but
I know what's the
But
one.
if I have to sit in my room at 11 o'clock at night,
What's the one over just off the boardwalk? It's not even a casino; it's a hotel. The Claridge.
Oh, okay.
They're doing the New Year's Eve party at View.
View is one of my favorite places to go in Atlantic City.
If anyone's listening, if you ever get a chance to go to View in the Claridge, it's the rooftop bar and restaurant as well. They have food there as well. It's probably one of the
amazing
most
views of Atlantic City.
That's why it's called View.
Well, it's VUE. If you see it, it's pronounced View because it has the most stunning views of the boardwalk, the casinos, and the ocean.
And it's not even on the boardwalk; it's set back a little bit.
Yeah, it's about a block off.
Yeah. You have to walk from the boardwalk
You can see
down the
you
path.
can see the Claridge
Yeah.
from the boardwalk, and it's also you walk through a tunnel and inside, and you're there at a casino, whatever that is. Was it Bally's?
Yeah,
It's Bally's. Yeah,
the newly owned Bally's.
newly owned Bally's.
Didn't even change their name.
Yeah.
Going back to Vegas, 2 other hotels.
All right.
Delano, $749 a night,
Okay.
and Bellagio, starting at $614.
Whoa. Okay.
Now, this is even though a lot of the festivities have been canceled.
yeah, no fireworks. I hear.
The Fremont Street Experience, their annual block party, basically, it's been canceled. The Strip can't do their midnight fireworks show.
Sure.
No nightclubs will be open. No public event will admit more than 50 people.
Okay.
And private gatherings are limited to 10 people or less.
See, that's the same thing with Atlantic City. You're going to pay for a top dollar for a room, but I mean, what comes with that? I mean, what's open? Where can you go? What can you do? I just don't know. Plus, here in New Jersey, they're calling for rain, so
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a
knows what
downer
you're
of a
gonna
New
do.
Year's
Yeah.
but a lot of people like going out to do their New Year's thing.
Sure,
and,
sure,
it's not going to stop a lot of people. It's going to stop some people. It's not going to stop a lot.
Sure.
But it'll be fun to see exactly.
Will they have festive face masks?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
If
will they be formal face masks?
if you book a room, is that part of the welcome package?
Will you be able to blow the horn through your face mask? That's the important thing, at midnight. So
Are they giving out horns?
yeah, right.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of
right.
stuff.
You really don't want in a pandemic people pulling down their masks
And blowing on a horn.
blowing out in a tube out into public. So probably don't give out horns.
No, that's just an amplifier,
Yeah.
basically. But that's what we have for this year's year-ending show by the numbers segment here. I figured just do a little quick New Year's Eve thing.
Stick around because coming up is our NFL picks. So we'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
Free stuff is awesome, but free stuff that will spice up your bedroom is even better. Just go to adamandeve.com and select almost any one item for 50% off, and then we'll load on the free stuff. Just enter this very exclusive code, BABE16 at checkout, and you'll get 10 tantalizing free gifts, including a sexy item for him, a special toy for her, and a third item you'll both enjoy. And 6 extra special bonus items that are sure to rev your engine, pique your curiosity, and even blow you away. Plus, free shipping! Always sent in discreet packaging. Go to adamandeve.com now. Get 50% off plus the 10 free gifts when you enter the exclusive offer code BABE16. That's BABE16, because without it, no free stuff. That's BABE16 at adamandeve.com.
Turnpike Sports is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com. And the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Pick segment is brought to you by William Hill in New Jersey. Football is back, and William Hill is celebrating the 2020 season with a great new welcome offer in New Jersey. Sign up with William Hill Online Sportsbook in New Jersey using our promo code PIKE500 to receive a free bet up to $500 with your first deposit of $50 or more. That's promo code PIKE500 for a free bet up to $500 with your first deposit of $50 or more at William Hill in New Jersey. Must be at least 21 years or older and in New Jersey. Terms and conditions apply. New customers only. Problem gambler? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, it's last week of the regular NFL season.
Yep.
Been kind of interesting. I really didn't expect them to get the entire season and to be honest with you, at the beginning of...
They did a pretty good job of, getting everyone, most people adhering to the protocols. I'm not mentioning a certain Washington football team quarterback who didn't.
Well, at the beginning, everybody was, getting caught with their pants down, so to speak, in terms of getting caught with COVID and everything. And I actually really enjoyed how the league was able to roll with it, move the games around a little bit. I know some was last-minute stuff, and sometimes it wasn't fair to one of the other teams. But again,
well, Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't think had a bye week. Which, by the way, you'll
I think they need it.
You're going to hear it in my analysis of my picks. This will be their bye week. Unfortunately, they're playing, but
I don't think that could be said for a lot of the other teams.
It won't
out
matter
there,
to them. That's one of my reasonings. I'm giving a little tease to one of my picks.
Well, going into the last game of the season,
week of the
season. I'm sorry, you have about a 6-game lead on me.
Really? Well, I did terrible last week. I did 1 and 2.
Well, we both did 1 and 2.
Okay.
You are now 31 and 17.
Okay.
And I am 24, 22, and 2.
All right.
I'm just, treading water here. Hopefully I finish above 500. I didn't do it last year. I ended up under 500 last year, so hopefully I do finish up over 500.
Well, let me tell you something. I found this is a difficult week to make picks because you have to try and figure out who's playing. Some teams already have, clinched and aren't playing their starters. Some are. The one game I was looking for, it's off the board because
Patriots.
Yeah, no one knows who's starting quarterback.
That was one of my games I had targeted.
Yeah,
and
well, let me tell you, I'm going to give you a bonus. Whatever the over-under is, I'm going under on that one. That's not my official pick, but it's going under. I mean, the best throw the Monday Night Patriots had was when Bill Belichick threw that telephone across the sidelines. And that was excellent. That was great to see.
I'm very curious to see what they set the total at because the Jets have been scoring pretty well.
I would think it would probably be about 42, 44, something like that.
I don't know. Most of the season, the Patriots have been at around 46, 47 as a total.
Yeah.
So,
but
it'll be interesting.
I made a lot of money with them doing the under in their games.
But regardless of what it is, I think I'm going to do what I've been doing with the Jets the last couple of weeks, going with the point spread taking the Jets with the points.
I'm wondering if like I said, we record this early in the week. I'm very interested to see if the Jets will actually be favored in this one.
The Jets might.
I'm sure while we're talking, I'm sure the points have been posted. But right now, when we're talking,
I just said the Jets might be favored. Honestly, they're in Foxborough. I can't see the odds makers not giving at least the 3 points to the Patriots.
Yeah, that 3-point home bump. Well, we'll see. But regardless, I'm going to put money on the under. That's my unofficial pick.
I may do the over, depending on what it is. If it's anything below 45, 46, I may do the over on that. So, but going into the last week here, we have, as usual, 3 games to pick, point spread or the total, the over-under. These will be put up on the blog after the show is released. Go to turnpikesportsradio.com and click on the blog button, and you'll see the picks put up there probably an hour after the show comes out. I went first again last week. Go ahead. You start off the last week of the regular season going first.
Well, I already teased it, so I might as well do this one first. The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cleveland Browns, who are, by the way, 7-point favorites with an over-under of 42.5 points. like I said, the Steelers really have nothing to play for, so they're going to be sitting a lot of people. I know the Browns, on the other hand, came off a terrible loss against the New York Jets and are looking to redeem themselves. Oh, and by the way, they're playing for a playoff spot, so I think the Browns are going to be very motivated this week, and I think that will lead to a win. And I also think the Browns are going to be scoring early and often on a Pittsburgh Steeler team that really has nothing or little to play for. So I'm taking the Cleveland Browns and laying the points because, this will be the Pittsburgh Steelers bye week when they sit a lot of their starters, I think.
Jets. Jets. My first game of the last week is the Atlanta Falcons visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs are favored by 6.5. There's an over-under of 50.5. The Buccaneers are coming off a really good win against Detroit, a blowout win, really. And they have an extra day of rest because that was one of the Saturday games. Mm-hmm. So Brady, Gronk, and all the old fellas over there have an extra day of rest in them. They're going to be playing against an Atlanta team that last week did exactly what they've been doing all season long. They gave up the game. They gave up the win at the end of the game.
It was a matter of time. I was watching the score going across the bottom of my screen, and it's only a matter of time.
I thought there was a mistake in the printing on the tickers, but they gave up they dropped the game-winning interception in the end zone, which allowed Kansas City to go in and score the go-ahead touchdown. Then they missed the last-second field goal. So they did everything possible to throw that game to Kansas City. I'll tell you right now, the way the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been playing, and I got nailed with it last week because I did the under.
Okay.
And I missed it by half a point.
Wow.
No, I did the over, and I missed it by half a point.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I got confused there. But right now, the over is 5-0 in the last 5 meetings between these two teams. The over is also 9-1 in Tampa Bay's last 10 games facing the NFC South. I'm going to try and get my over this week with them. I'm going over 50.5 points.
You mentioned the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last game. I won money on that game with a prop bet I did. I took Tom Brady with 3+ touchdowns and over 300 yards, and guess what? I won it in the first half.
Who knew he was going to do that?
That's how good it was.
That was a very impressive game because.
So thank you, Tom Brady.
How often do you see the backup quarterback coming in for Tom Brady?
Yeah, well, you might see it this week too. My second game is two teams that have something to play for. Dallas Cowboys, who are favored by 2.5, versus the New York Giants with an over-under of 45. Like I said, both these teams have a chance to make the playoffs. The New York Giants have looked terrible during their 3-game losing streak they're on right now. But on the other hand, Andy Dalton is looking really good with the Cowboys offense. Listen to this. Over the last 3 games, the Cowboys offense has scored a combined 108 points, and I think that's going to continue against the New York Giants. I am taking the Dallas Cowboys and laying the 2.5 points.
Well, Andy Dalton's always been a really above-average regular season quarterback. Mm-hmm. So as long as it's not a playoff game, you go Andy Dalton.
Yep.
My next game is Baltimore Ravens favored by 11.5, visiting the Cincinnati Bengals. There's an over-under of 44.5. I'm not even touching that point spread. The Ravens have scored 37 points on average in their last 4 games. The Bengals are giving up an average about 26 points a game. If everything holds true, the Ravens should have that high-scoring game as they've been having for the last 4. Cincinnati's offense has also been doing pretty well. They've scored 27 points, 37 points in the last 2 games. So we might see a very high-scoring game, and very simply, even though they had a under in their last meeting back in October, the over is 4-2 in their last 6 meetings. All these stats about points here are pointing me to the over 44.5.
All right, my last game is the Green Bay Packers, who are favored by 5.5 points versus the Chicago Bears with an over-under of 50.5 points. I think this one's going to be the game of the week because both teams have something to play for. The Bears are playing for a spot in the playoffs, and the Packers are trying to clinch the top seed in the NFC. I got to tell you, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers offense have looked incredible over the last couple of weeks, and it should be interesting to see their offense against the Chicago Bears defense. I mean, on the average, the Bears defense have allowed opponents to gain over 362 yards per game. And I think the way the Packers have been playing, they should eclipse that very easily. I expect a lot of scoring in this game, which will be fun to watch. I'm taking the over 50.5 points.
I almost thought you were going to go an entire show here without picking an over.
Yeah, okay. No, I had to do the one over.
Very close to. You mentioned the Packers. I have an analysis that involves the Packers.
Oh, okay.
My last game is the Tennessee Titans, favored by 7.5 at the Houston Texans. There's an over-under of 56. Thanks to the Packers beating the Titans still have to play for the division title.
Okay.
They're going to be playing hard, especially after getting embarrassed on national TV. By the way, that was a great game to watch with the snow coming down.
You know, you love that.
I don't know how.
Typical Lambeau Field late in the season.
I don't see how anyone dislikes a snow game for football. I don't know. Looking at social media, I saw a lot of people saying they hate snow for football. And you know what? They're the fantasy sports freaks.
You know, I
they
miss
want the
the
stats.
snow games when Minnesota used to have to play.
I miss
now
outdoor
they have
football.
a roof.
But again, they got embarrassed. But listen to these stats here. The over is 6-1 for the Titans in their last 7 games. The Texans have given up over 26 points in their last 4 straight losses. The over is 21-6-1 in the Titans' last 28 games overall. Now, other than the Packers game, the Titans have put up 30 or more points in their last 5 straight games. So they're scoring a lot of points, and it's just one of those things where that offense is clicking, except for the snow game. That's why I'm not touching that over-under.
Okay.
I am going to go with the Titans, favored by 7.5 to laying the points, because not only have they won and covered 5 of their last 8 games against the Texans, Watson is dealing with a banged-up hand.
Okay.
So you got to think that offense for the Texans isn't going to be performing as well as it possibly could be. I don't know really if they're going to be doing any scoring as much as you think they're going to be, but I think the streak for the Titans continues. They're going to cover the spread. I'm going Titans laying the points. All right, let's recap the last week's games.
I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys laying the 2.5 points against the New York Giants. I'm taking the Cleveland Browns laying the 7 points against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm taking the over 50.5 points in the Packers-Bears game.
And I'm doing the over 50.5 points in the Falcons-Buccaneers game, the over 44.5 in the Baltimore-Cincinnati game, and I'm laying the 7.5 points for the Titans in the Titans-Texans game. As always, these will be put up. Our picks will be put up on the Turnpike Sports blog. You'll be able to see them. Just go to turnpikesportsradio.com, click on the blog button, and you'll see these posted about an hour or so after the show is released. Feel free to comment on info at turnpikesportsradio.com, social media, Turnpike Sports, on Facebook and Twitter, at Turnpike Sports Radio on Instagram, and you can also comment on our picks on the blog as always.
And the book report is up next, so stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-231-9279. That's 800-231-9279. 800-231-9279.
Tax Solutions Now is a complimentary referral service that connects callers to companies that provide tax services. Money matters. If you owe thousands in back taxes to the IRS, how much can Tax Solutions Now save you?
I paid less than I owe.
That's right, money matters. So call Tax Solutions Now and get the IRS off your back. Since 2014, Tax Solutions Now has been a leader in the tax resolution industry. Remove wage garnishments, property liens, fines, and penalties. Qualify for the Fresh Start program or even uncollectible status. How much can Tax Solutions Now save you?
I owed the IRS over $10,000. I paid a fraction of what I owed.
Call now to reduce or even eliminate your back taxes.
I called Tax Solutions Now and got the IRS off my back. Thanks. You saved us a ton of money.
Money matters. How much can Tax Solutions Now save you? Call now and find out.
Call 800-683-7377. 800-683-7377. 800-683-7377.
The Turnpike Sports Book Report.
The Turnpike Sports Book Report is brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casinos now, your favorite sports book available anywhere in New Jersey, BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E, and you get a risk-free bet up to $300 and 20 bonus dollars at BorgataCasino.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And in this week's book report, we've got a whole bunch of things to talk about. We've got a national record to talk about. We've got state records to talk about. But I keep repeating those things every week because they just this industry just keeps growing and growing in the United States.
Yeah.
We've got launches, we've got deals, we've got legislation, we've got a whole bunch of things that we're probably not going to get to totally in the time we have for this segment here.
Go to our blog.
Head on over to turnpikesportsradio.com, click on the blog button. We'll have the book report posted in text form, and it'll be these stories that we talk about on the air today, as well as other stories that are in this week's report that we did not get to. Let's start off with some of the numbers from the states reporting their sports betting revenue figures, where we have a bunch of records to talk about.
Okay.
We're going to talk, first off, with Colorado.
Colorado.
They have a new record state monthly handle.
Okay.
They reported $231 million in handle.
Wow.
9.7% increase from October, and they also reported $18.3 million in revenue, a hold of just under 8%. So they are steadily growing as well.
Good.
Like New Jersey just reported a huge number for their handle. Nevada had a state handle record. A lot of these states are showing records here and there, and Colorado is showing that they are no slouch.
No, Colorado is going to be enormous. I think they're going to do a lot better in the coming months.
And Top Sport bet on, handle-wise, $88.4 million in wagers placed on American Pro Football.
Okay.
NCAA football had $22.2 million. And in third place, and I remember talking about this last month, it's your favorite sport.
Okay, my favorite sport?
Table tennis.
Table tennis is still doing well in Colorado, huh?
Third place.
Wow.
$12.4 million.
What month is this?
This is November.
This is November. Okay.
I never knew November was a big month for table tennis.
Okay, November, the table tennis. All right.
But it's interesting because
I don't get that at all.
It was $12.4 million in November. It was $9.3 million in October. I remember that number because it was such a unique situation that in October they had over $9 million wagered on table tennis, and now they've even beat that number, 12.4.
Yeah, the one thing I can guess about table tennis, it's one of those sports, like soccer, that come from Europe and Asia, and you can bet on them early in the day. Like if you want to bet on something early in the morning, there's table tennis. If you have to bet on something early in the morning, there's table tennis or there's soccer. Maybe that's what's going on. But, boy, table tennis is...
it's also quick, I think.
I don't know.
It's got to be a quick game.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, let's move over into another part of the country and talk about Tennessee, which just launched their sports betting market.
And they did very well, from what I hear.
They set a national record.
A national record. All right.
They brought in $131.4 million in handle. That's the record for a first month of operation of any state.
So for a first report...
That was history-making.
So that was a first report. That was the first month, and they broke a national handle record.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
For first month operations.
Congratulations to Tennessee. Wow, what a market that's going to be.
It took New Jersey 4 months to hit that mark. It took Pennsylvania 11.
And Tennessee is one of those interesting states where it's only online, right?
Yep.
No casinos, no retail sports books, only online.
And the previous record was held by Indiana. $35.2 million in their first month of operation.
Wow,
Handle.
they weren't even close.
Tennessee, they blew right by $100 million.
Oh my God!
And they hit the 10% hold.
Okay. Yeah.
So the legislatively required hold was 10%. They hit it. They hit approximately 10%. So they did well. It's just incredible, and also $13.2 million in revenue. Again, another record. First month of operation.
For first month reporting,
yes.
That's a national record too?
Yes.
All right.
That's a historical record in the United States.
Wow. Boy.
So I don't know why that was so high. I mean, you can't. You can't say it was the sports lockdown in that state that did it because they just launched.
For me, it was just a fascinating state. Like I said, it's only online. You don't have to go anywhere to place a bet or do anything. Sit home, put it on your phone or your tablet or your computer and just have fun betting.
But who knew Tennessee would have such a sports betting audience?
Good for them.
I mean, that's a great market right there. And they may actually start rivaling Jersey and Nevada and even Colorado right off the bat here, the way they're moving. Although I kind of want to see what happens in January, February when NFL stops for a little while anyway.
Well, I even asked. I forgot who I asked. I'm not sure if I asked a reporter or I asked one of the sportsbook providers that, I wonder if Tennessee will do this in the opposite way. They're doing very well with online sports betting. You think this will spark them to actually build retail sports books in the state? I'm curious to see how much sports betting becomes such a great thing in Tennessee that they're actually consider doing something like that.
Well, the one thing I would say to that is you got to look at their tourism numbers first. Sure. I mean, if they get a lot of tourists, I would think that would spur the casino industry, the land-based casino industry, if they have a huge tourism market. I don't know how big their tourism market is.
Well, something right outside of Nashville would be absolutely amazing. So,
So sort of like the Graceland Casino.
Yeah, right.
We have also Nevada, not Nevada, New Hampshire to talk about.
How do you mix those two states up? What the hell were you thinking?
Because we were just talking real casinos. New Hampshire doesn't really have too much. They have those charity-based places. They have a new state revenue record.
All right.
$4.8 million on $46.5 million in handle.
Wow, good.
Hold of 10.3%, $2.3 million in taxes.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that's only DraftKings, right?
Only DraftKings.
That's only DraftKings.
Can't be anybody else.
Okay. I mean, is anyone even thinking of going to New Hampshire? Or I'm sure they would want to.
It's DraftKings is mobile only in New Hampshire.
Okay.
I'm sure if they ever pass...
They do have some retail ones, right?
Well, they're DraftKings.
Yeah.
But if they ever get real casinos up there, maybe that changes.
Okay.
So we'll see what's going on. And Pennsylvania also reported their numbers. It was interesting because everybody in November's the numbers for every state in November went up. Pennsylvania didn't.
Okay. Wow.
I mean, they have $491.9 million in November. That's still not a bad number.
No.
$500 million. It's down from October. The only state that went down.
Well, look, Pennsylvania is doing so well for so long with regard to sports betting. Maybe a little slip here or there is not cause for concern, but it's very interesting.
Handle was down.
Okay,
set a state record, a revenue record, $37.4 million in November. So revenue went up, handle went down. Now, a lot of people are figuring this may have something to do with the amount of promos and credit offers and bonuses that are being given out. And who knows? I mean, it's just a weird situation that Pennsylvania was the only state that had their handle go down when everybody else's went up by a lot.
I wonder how crappy the Eagles are doing. And
Pittsburgh was 11-0.
I know Pittsburgh was doing fine at that time in November. They just started their slide here in December, but I'm curious. I wonder how that ties in, if it ties in. Who knows?
I don't know. It's just a weird situation. People are monitoring it to see what is really happening there.
I'm just trying to find excuses.
I just like the fact that their revenue is going up, which is nice to see.
Yeah,
because that's what this is all for, to keep the state going and everything else, and it's really good to see that. Speaking of Pennsylvania, we're going to be talking about 2 new sportsbooks launched.
Okay,
online sportsbooks. We know BetMGM launched.
Sure.
Within a week after that, we have Betfred.
Great.
Betfred has launched in Pennsylvania.
Now they have a retail book too in
Wind Creek.
Yeah,
Wind Creek, Bethlehem. It used to be the Bethlehem Sands.
Yeah, but now it's Wind Creek, Bethlehem, and they have a retail sports book there.
Right.
All right.
So Pennsylvania now has 12 online sports books.
Okay.
It's the third for Betfred online sportsbook wise. They have 2. They have Colorado and Iowa going.
Okay.
So there's the third state for Betfred. 12 online sports books in Pennsylvania overall. Staying in Pennsylvania, we have a deal between BetMGM and the Sixers.
Okay.
It's always interesting to see these deals and what they're going to be doing. This one, has the same typical deal, parts of marks and logos and data and all that stuff,
promos and things like that,
and in arena signage, all that stuff, radio broadcasts, all that kind of stuff. This one tacked on making the Borgata Hotel in Atlantic City, Borgata Hotel Casino in Atlantic City, the official away game host of the Philadelphia 76ers.
So I'm assuming at the Borgata, the actual physical place, when the 76ers are playing an away game, they're going to have something special at their sportsbook, right?
They will be doing parties.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
I'm assuming when this is all safe.
Yeah, when it's safe to do so. They're going to be, feature events on site. Borgata will also host a co-branded season ticket member event in the future featuring casino games.
All right.
They're going to have 76er Hall of Famers and all that stuff, former players show up.
Wow.
Autographed memorabilia raffles. So they're going to be, going all out for the fans of the 76ers when they're not at home.
I got to tell you, I like Borgata's setup for their sports book. I mean, it doesn't have that stadium seating kind of, thing to it that a lot of sports books have. They went with the sports bar model. You have the bar in the middle of the floor. You have a whole lot of tables, and it's a restaurant. It's a sports bar, but lots of TVs and a couple windows where you can place your bets.
Well, again, it's Borgata.
I love Borgata. I can't wait to go back. Boy, wait the way all this crazy stuff is over. I can't wait to get back to Borgata.
Staying in Atlantic City.
Oh, staying in Atlantic City.
We have Bally's and FanDuel launching FanDuel's very first sports book in Atlantic City, called oddly enough, FanDuel Sportsbook at Bally's Atlantic City Hotel and Casino.
I'm trying to picture where they're going to put this, or where
It's a temporary book.
It's a temporary book right now. So where is this temporary book?
It's right by the entrance to the boardwalk.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's that Wild West themed room kind of thing. So, that's right attached to the boardwalk. Yeah. Great.
Remember when Tropicana had their temporary sports book? It was right next to Chickies and Pete's, the entrance of the boardwalk.
Yeah.
It's going to be something similar to that.
Okay.
So they have their very first retail sports book in Atlantic City. Remember, they have the one up in the Meadowlands, North Jersey.
Sure.
So they are now in 2 places, retail-wise, as well as everywhere online in the state of New Jersey. Got a whole bunch of other topics. Not going to be able to get to them right now, but just as a quick hit here, Missouri introduced 3 bills for legalizing sports betting in that state. That may not happen until next year.
Okay.
Virginia's reviewing all their applications. We're going to see at least a dozen licensed sports betting operations, not to mention some of the other sports betting venues that are going to be applying. They're not counted among the 12 licenses. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see a bunch of...
And Michigan, too.
And Michigan's going to be launching.
Yeah.
So that's about it for this year. That completes the full year of Turnpike Sports Book Report.
Well, that'll do it for us this week. Hey, have a happy new year, everyone. We'll see you next week on the Turnpike.